have you gained some weight recently? वैसे तो you look pretty, but you look prettier if you lose some weight. अगर अभी से थोड़ा डाइटिंग, बॉडी वेट मेंटेन नहीं करोगी ना तो आगे चल के लड़का मिलने में थोड़ी सी प्रॉब्लम हो सकती है. Chances are that if you are a woman in India, you must have heard something like this at least more than 100 times in your life by now. And for some weird reason, we are always advised to lose a few inches or kgs by social media, magazines, and sadly, our family members and friends.
खिला पिलाकर उस मोटी को किसने इतना मोटा किया है?
Thanks to our obsession with skinny bodies, we have started defining fat as a bad and a very unhealthy word. Fat being unhealthy का तो पता नहीं, लेकिन being called fat in an unhealthy manner has definitely left us with severe consequences. And because of this, body dysmorphia cases have been rising like never before. Kids as old as 11 years are feeling the need to look thin just to be presentable and be accepted in their peer groups. And this only gives rise to more fat diets and poor health. Well, to be honest, the fat is actually not what is making us unhealthy. It is our toxic obsession with being thin that is actually the main culprit. Knock knock. बहुत सुन लिया. अब जाओ जाके लाइक, शेयर और सब्सक्राइब करो. और जो बेल आइकॉन है ना, उसको प्रेस करना बहुत जरूरी है. तो भूलिएगा मत. Subscribe to SheThePeople Spotlight right away. And also, if you like our videos, don't forget to comment, like, and share. But why are we so obsessed with being thin? So if you go back in history, one of the earliest female statues looked something like this. They had a heavier bust, thighs, waist, and even heavier buttocks. Because back then, women were seen as a means to produce a healthy offspring. And for that, they needed to be healthy themselves as well. But things actually started changing during the Victorian era. After Queen Victoria introduced the corsets, they were ready to cringe inside something that was so tight and would clinch their waists to make them look slim and get that typical V-shaped figure. In India, however, being skinny was not the kind of fashion statement that it is today. Indian women were actually comfortable with their heavier busts and a broad and heavy waistline. Even the cinema during that time was comfortable with their heroines flaunting their midriffs and their thunder thighs. But post the 90s, the sexualized Western ideals of a perfect woman's body entered India. This happened post the liberalization period where the Indian economy was reconstructed and international brands were finally introduced in the Indian market. And it had huge impacts on women's body standards. The cover girls of these products were then termed as the ideal women, who were very tall, thin, slim, and aesthetic, and very muscular. This is when Indian women actually started wanting to look like the women in the West. And sadly, it also changed our idea what the real Indian beauty meant. Fast forward to today, Bollywood has actually become our idea of a perfect body. Remember when Kareena Kapoor actually lost huge amounts of weight to become size 0 and that became the viral internet sensation? Sensationalizing such a normal body standard has only made it worse for how real women actually feel about their real bodies.
It happened even more in the modeling industry when I was told, this isn't like your stomach is too puffy, don't eat before a shoot, you'll bloat, your legs don't have a thigh gap, like all those small things.
But you know what? We actually get it. We really agree that being fat can actually be very unhealthy. Excess body weight is a real concern because it can lead to a lot of lifestyle diseases. But we really need to think about what exactly are we trying to define as weight. Over the years, our definition of weight has changed so drastically that a healthy BMI to so many feels like that they are overweight. And this needs to stop. I understand that you guys are good friends and you actually are concerned about the amount of weight your friend is gaining day by day. But then that doesn't mean that you will crack jokes on that person and call them out as mota, moti, bhains, laddu, la la la. If you really can't say something positive, then at times I feel it's better to just stay quiet and shut up. We are all humans and none of us are really perfect. But then we can all be kind to each other. At least try to karo boss.
Subscribe to the YouTube channel and don't forget to hit the bell icon so that you don't miss any videos by us.